Welcome and thank you for tuning in to another episode with Everyday Stuff 21, where you'll find fragrance and fitness content. In today's episode, I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions on an absolutely stunning fragrance by Boadicea the Victorious and is known as Harmonious, and it just was debuted in 2022. But before I get started with this discussion, if this is your first time tuning into this channel and you have not yet done so, please consider subscribing, tapping the like button, and leaving a comment on this discussion. Also, tap the notification bell and turning it on so you'll be alerted when new videos like this debut. With that being said, let's get started. So I'm going to start off with this. The way I'm going to do my thoughts is I'm going to tell you what I think about this fragrance, and then I'm going to tell you what it may remind me of. And hopefully, some of you guys out there might decide to leave a comment on this discussion. With all that out the way, here we go. So with Harmonious, I didn't buy the bottle. I have a sample. And it's because Boadicea is not convenient to me. And their fragrances, as great as they are, they're expensive. And I'm not in a position to do blind buys because I don't know if they will accept it back. So, like I suggest to do a sample, and that way it's if you really like it, then you can order a bottle and you won't have no confusion. So without that, let's get at it. Here's a sample. Oh man, guys, yes, this is good, guys. This is really good. So with that first scent, what I'm picking up is some boozy notes, probably like some rum or cognac, and then I'm getting spices. So, and I believe it could be saffron because I know Boadicea really uses that very well, and maybe cardamom. That's another fragrance, a fragrance note that I'm familiar with that they use quite a bit and very successful with. And it has a very floral thing about it. It kind of reminds me of like Iris or maybe Aura's, kind of kicking out somewhat of that powdery vibe. But it's not really like there, so it could be some other florals in it as well. But it's something else that's making this guy push. This is just a reminder scent. Now, I've had this sample for a while. Just want to try to be authentic a little bit. And it's that note of, I believe, of suede and leather that's really doing this, guys. But this is a fantastic scent. So I'm just gonna get out some of the vitals. Performance wise, it is a performance monster. Like easy 10 hours, and that's just off the sample. Just off of this little guy, just the sample of it, 10-12 hours. I mean, it was a time that I sprayed it before, like close to when I was getting ready to retire. Went to sleep, woke up the next morning after rolling around in the covers, and it was still there. Very good. Projection wise, projects easy, way out there, anywhere between 1 to 3, maybe even longer than that, feet. And I don't even know how long, because I'm smelling this guy all day long, and it's just a dope scent. Another thing that I will say that I think is not very much a youthful scent. I tend to associate youthful scents with some type of fresh or citrusy type of scent, and you're not really getting this. This is definitely, in my opinion, for men being like maybe late 20s on up. Now, a young man could wear it if he likes it. I'm not going to say he won't, but it doesn't seem like it leans in that direction. So, and also I would say this is definitely a scent for evening outs, date nights, leisure, just chilling in the house. And as far as like, year-round thing, I really feel like you could pull this off year-round. Maybe like in the summer months, maybe that might be a night out type of thing, because it is a very strong scent, but it stays with you. But it's not overwhelming. It's not in a way that you wouldn't want to be around. It really smells really good. So So that's what I feel about it. Now, what does it remind me of? It reminds me of another fragrance that I have. And this fragrance came out in 2012, 2014. And it is also really good, but it's still different. Now, I will say that it's different in a way that Harmonious, you really can pick up those boozy, alcoholic type vibes. And it's sweet. It has a sweetness about it. That this one here, which is Dior Homme Parfum 2014, it smells ridiculously similar, but at a distance. Side by side, you can definitely tell the difference. But if you are familiar, if you have this and you're curious about Harmonious, that puts you in the same atmosphere. Even closer to that, it puts you on the same street. There now, with Dior Homme, it doesn't have that booziness, that sweetness. It doesn't have that stuff. It's still an excellent fragrance, but I will say that in terms of price point, there is a significant difference in cost. So, is it worth having them both? I really can't say. I have the sample. I really like it. I have Dior Homme. I kind of want another one of those, but now after smelling Harmonious, it's a possibility. But for me, cost is going to play a major factor. So, with all that being said, if you're familiar with Harmonious, please leave a comment. If you're familiar with Dior Homme Parfum, please leave a comment. But if you're curious about Harmonious, I encourage you to get a sample of it, especially if you are in the United States. It's going to be challenging to get it unless you order it from Boadicea, the Victorious company. With all that being said, guys, I really adore both of these fragrances. I think they're great. You have enough difference to see the separation, but you most likely will see that separation when they're side by side. When they're a distance apart, you might not even be able to tell the difference. They are very, very similar. So, thank you for allowing me to bend your ears and fill your eyes with substance. Until we meet again, peace and blessings.